Seriously, I didn't think he'd go for any of that. But I had to try. It's what I do. You know, I'd been trying to derail the whole thing from the beginning. But I think good old Dad had some kind of protection surrounding him. The whole time, some kind of protection that was surrounding him. Remember King Herod killing all those male babies after the wise men told him what the star was pointing to and who he was talking about? That's my suggestion. Thank you very much. Didn't work out like I wanted. You know, there were these span of 30 years, so we don't even know what happened to him. About 30 years or so. So somewhere along the first century, I was helpful in influencing a few of the Gospels to be written about Jesus. They got rejected. They made Jesus look bad. Believe that. Some of it didn't quite line up with the theology of the other four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John, the ones that were deemed to be sacred by the early church fathers. Don't believe me? You shouldn't. I lie. But that's true. Ask your pastor about that. Ask your pastor about the early Gospels that were written. They'll tell you. Guess you know who I am, right? Okay, maybe it's this. Maybe this is what's keeping you from seeing who I... this is not your faith. If I were wearing a robe, that's not faith. This stinking place, it's not faith. Your rituals and your little songs and prayers, that's not faith. If I were you, I would let the source of your believing come from a better source. Even I know that. Even demons believe and tremble, but they try to ruin your life just the same. We try to ruin your life all the same. Hey, it's what we do. I got to say, though, that you do a pretty good job of not letting me in here, though. Although on occasion I'm able to sneak in on a weaker one of you. Or should I say in a weaker one of you? Some of you think that I travel in the human of the species. Others of you think that I travel around the human of the species. Whispering words of wickedness, badness, evil. Just the same way that God whispers in your other ear words of comfort and hope and prayer and the call. Don't count on me telling you exactly how I do it, though, because that would ruin all of my fun. But whenever I hitch a ride in on one of you, you know what I do? I kind of use that as a means of gathering intel. Figure out some new ways for me to tip the boat, some new ways for me to throw a wrench into the engine, new ways for me to salt the snail. I got to say, you make it pretty easy for me, too. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm going to go ahead and answer one of your other questions that you have today. Right? What's this born again stuff? I don't know what. And another one that you've got is, why are you so tempted? Really? Why are you so tempted? I'm sick of this question. You people have been asking it forever. I'm going to go ahead and answer it first so any of you clock watchers can go ahead and leave. Because I know there's some people that just can't wait to get out of here and go do something else. Which, by the way, is very helpful to me. Thank you very much. I love it when you do that. I love it. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you the answer. Why am I so tempted? Come here. Come here. Come. All right, stay there. It's what I do. Or should I say it's what you do? Or better yet, maybe it's what you don't do. That's kind of been up for debate since way back in the whole garden of the tree of knowledge and of good and evil, way back in the garden days, right? And by back in the day, now we're really talking about back in the day. And I know that many of you are really upset about this whole being tempted thing. You just get so upset about being tempted. And I can see that you're frustrated and upset about that, not just because of being tempted all the time, but also because of the result of temptation. But guess what? They're not the same. They're not. It's not the same. Being tempted and sinning is not the same thing. I was there. Did you not just hear the scriptures? Do you ever listen to that stuff? It's not the same thing. Being tempted is simply the idea of wanting something bad. It's not actually doing it. Come on. So do it all you want. raise my percentages and my chances. You know, the word tempted comes, one of my favorite, the Greek language, parazian. Parazian means to test. To be tempted is to be tested. To be tested is to be tempted. And this idea about being tempted. You know, there's an old Jewish saying that says that a man is not elevated to dignity until he is tested. Until he stands in temptation and passes the test. You know, some of you say that God does the testing. I'll tell you what, I love letting you think that. I absolutely adore letting you think that. Truthfully, it's me that does the testing. It's you that does the testing. It's your idiotic man-made systems that you've created, that you yourself put out there to do the testing. It's the created order of the universe that does the testing.